Hey guys, what's going on? It's Garrett with TechMate, and today we are back with the video. Now I want to apologize for last week. I know I didn't get any videos out, but I just didn't have any time. However, in this video, I'm going to announce the winner to the $30 action camera, so make sure you stay tuned to the end when I announce them. Now, what I want to talk about in this video is the best mid-range phone or budget-friendly phone that you can buy. Now, what got me thinking about this was I was looking at my Nexus 6P, which was laying on my desk, and it got to me thinking about how much I missed the Nexus line. Now, the 6P was one of my favorite phones of all times for many reasons. Now, we didn't lose a lot of that with the Pixel line. We did lose some things that I wish they would have carried on that came from the 6P, but the biggest thing that I missed is the price. I think it retailed for around $499. It was an absolutely great phone, and you could have got the Nexus 5X for like $349. And the phones ran really good, and one thing that helped them was the, vanilla Android that they ran on. However, that line's dead, and so the price for the Pixel is not nearly, it's a flagship price, so that's gone. However, some people still don't want to go out and pay $800, $900, $1,000 for a flagship phone, whether it be Samsung, LG, or Apple. They just don't want to pay it, and so they want to get a cheaper phone. So I got to thinking about it, and you can go anywhere between like $100, $200, $150, $200 is a really big mark, up to around $500, $600 I'd say is the cutoff. Now, one thing, I knocked off like the $150, $200 phones. Now, while they may have a long line of enticing specs and features that are comparable to the other phone, just reading them on paper, one thing I can tell you is there's a good chance that bitch it will crash and burn like the Note 7. So I marked them off. And I was going to stay around like the $500 range because there's some really good phones for the price. They're able to compete and beat some of these, flagship phones, if not just hang in there. So I'm sure the one that's already jumped to your guys' mind, that jumped to mine, is the OnePlus 6. And it's an absolutely great phone. I think it retails for like $550. Hold up. $529. So while it's a great phone, it's got great specs, great features, it runs fast, it updates quickly, and it's got a really clean UI, it can be hard to get some places, and a lot of the previous models have been hard to get in the US, and the biggest thing for me that took it off the list, I'll say the OnePlus 6 didn't get it, is that it's not compatible with all networks. Now, while it is compatible with most networks, there is a large company in the United States that does not get any of these nice phones. Not that they don't get them. You can't use them on the network. I'm not going to say who. It's also the network I use. So when I picked the phone, I want it to be compatible on that network because there's a lot of people who are still on that network. And I want it to be compatible with all the other ones and be compatible outside the United States. And usually, just if they're compatible with mine, they're going to be compatible with everyone else. But I wanted to go ahead and get one that if you're watching, you're like me, and you're watching this video like, oh, cool. And then you're like, shit, it's not gonna work. I didn't want to do that. So I picked one that would. Now the phone I picked was Samsung's S8. Now I know it was released over a year ago. The S9's out now. However, with that, the price of this phone has dropped tremendously into a price point that I think makes this phone well worth it. You can pick a brand new one of these up for around $500. You can get a refurbished one for like, $300, $400. And you can even get the S8 Plus new for like, I want to say like $550-ish, $575. Just really depends. So this is a flagship phone for like a mid-range price. Now, while it may be a year old, it was still released as Samsung's flagship phone a year ago. So it's got, great specs and great features. Now, it may not have the best camera, and phones have improved in their speed. It's still going to be able to compete with all the other mid-range phones that even came out now. Though the OnePlus 6 is extremely fast and may beat it. However, you're getting a very high quality device in this phone. The camera on this phone is really good, and I've been impressed. Now, it's not one of the best, but if you're not one who takes pictures all the time, or you take occasional pictures, you're not gonna be disappointed. Now, if you're a photographer or someone, you're probably gonna pick out the flaws in this camera. However, if you're an everyday user, this is just another phone to you. You're looking to save a little money and get a good phone with good features, then this camera will not let you down. Another thing is the speed of the phone. While newer phones are faster, this one is still really fast. Like, if this had been a previous, Samsung, the S6 and before especially, I wouldn't have recommended it because TouchWiz did hell to the phones. They may have had the newest Snapdragons in them, but that software absolutely killed the phone. However, Samsung, redid their UI. They really skinned it back, and this phone absolutely flies. Even still, I've been using it now for about 4 or 5 months. It wasn't my first choice. I should say that I was actually using my Pixel XL. However, it broke. I broke it like twice, back to back, and I needed a new one fast. So I picked this one up for the price. So I can honestly say I bought it as a $500 phone, so I can tell you really how it feels as a $500 phone. Had I spent $800 on it, like right when it came out, it would still been a great phone. I may not be as impressed with it at $800 as I am at $500, the same as you wouldn't have been as impressed with it at $800 as you are at $500. However, it's a great phone. So I don't want to go into all the specs of the phone, talk about what's wrong with the phone, what it could have, what the newer ones have over it. What I'm saying is if you're looking for a mid-range phone that really has flagship features, where you get that you're not paying too much, but you're getting pretty much all you can. If you pay any more, you're going to get a very nominal difference. I highly recommend this phone. If you want to go watch reviews on the phone when it first came out so you can see how it performs brand new out of the box, if you're going to buy a new one for $500, go watch them. I'll link some down below. There's plenty of great reviews talking about this phone. So yeah, just remember that this was Samsung's flagship phone. It's down $300 now, so they made it to compete with everyone. They made it to compete against, the iPhone, compete against LG's phone. It was supposed to be the big phone of last spring. So for $500, it's well worth it. Had this phone been $500 out of the box, brand new right when they released it, it would have been a big, big hit, like any of these mid-range phones are, especially with Samsung being everywhere as they are. So if you're looking for one, definitely go check out this phone. It'll save you some money, and it will perform great. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I was just looking at my Nexus. I was thinking about, cheaper phones, mid-range phones that really can compete with the flagship phones. And it got me thinking there's probably people out there looking, trying to find a good option. And I wanted to mention one to you, one that I've been using that I purchased at that price for you guys. And so that's that. Now let's go ahead and move on to the winner of the $30 action camera or the gift card, whichever you pick. The winner was Daily Slife, I think. Daily Slife, how you say it? I don't know. Whatever it says right here. That's the name. So if you see this, go ahead, go to my Twitter, DM me and stuff, and we'll talk about getting whatever you want. Let me know what you want and how to get it to you, and congratulations on winning. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I know it was a short video, not a whole lot going on in it, but just wanted to do that and make sure I got that winner out there. So make sure you message me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you subscribe, and I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, and I will catch you guys in the next one.